Welcome to Traveling Towards Wealth, the podcast where money meets adventure and freedom is always on the horizon. I'm Sarah Jones, financial coach, full-time traveler, houseplant lover, sourdough baker, and your guide to building a life that's as rich in experiences as it is in peace of mind. Each month, we dive into a new theme, whether it's real money stories, the ins and outs of full-time travel, building a business or multiples while on the road, or finding wellness and simplicity wherever you are. Here, you'll get practical tips, honest conversations, and a gentle push to spend, save, and live according to your values, not someone else's rules. If you're ready to design a life you truly love, one where you can travel more, stress less, build financial confidence, shop safer, and wake up every day feeling like you're exactly where you're meant to be, then you're in the right place. So grab your favorite drink, settle in, and let's start traveling towards wealth, one story at a time. Hey, friend. I am excited today to talk about something that's really growing in popularity here, certainly in the United States. And it's been growing in popularity for the past couple of years. And today we're going to talk about safer products, about ingredients, and my goal is that by the end of today's episode, you will feel a little bit more comfortable in shopping for products that are going to be safer for your home, that you are going to feel a little bit more confidence when you are going to the grocery store, that you will be excited about saving some money on your grocery budget. And nobody sets out, or I don't think anybody, most people don't set out to read every label, every ingredient label, every nutrition facts label on the products when they go shopping, right? I don't know about you, but I am certainly not interested in spending 500 times longer in the grocery store reading all the ingredient labels and reading all of the nutrition labels on all the products that I'm buying. And so today I want to give you some like tactical tips for navigating the grocery store and navigating maybe switching stores or shopping for products that you feel better about bringing into your home. You shouldn't have to feel like you're learning a new language or speaking a foreign language when you're reading all of the ingredient labels, right? Reducing chemicals in your food, in your cleaning products, in your personal care products, and more is, again, a really hot topic right now. And it's a hot topic because there are a lot of ingredients that are considered safe to use here in the United States that are not or considered not safe to be used in other parts of the world. The United States has become really lax on what they allow in our food, in our consumables, and everything. And maybe you're somebody that's being more conscious of this, or you want to be more conscious of it. You just don't know where to start, right? You shouldn't have to need like a PhD in toxicology to buy toothpaste, right? Am I right here? Like, can we all agree on that? So, we're going to talk again about some simple switches that you can make that are stress free and maybe even some fun. So, let's talk about the big picture here. There's a lot of impact, right? There's a lot of impact when it comes to chemicals and how it affects your health, how it affects the environment, how it affects your money. And health wise, there's been a lot of diseases, a lot of health concerns that have been linked to the ingredients that are in our food, the ingredients that are in our products that we use. The environment. There has been study after study after study done on the harmful effects of like your national brand cleaners and what they do to your lungs. If you haven't looked at this study, let me know and I will send it to you. There was a big study done. This was, I think it was in like 2017, 2018. Big study done on national brand cleaners, how if you use them just once a week in your home, it did the same damage to your lungs as smoking a pack of cigarettes for 20 years does. So using national brand cleaners once a week in your home does as much damage to your lungs as smoking a pack of cigarettes for 20 years does. Are you kidding me? How in the world is that okay? In what universe do we live that that would be considered okay? And in my book, it's not. So the effects on your health and the effects on the environment are vast. That goes right into the effects on your finances, higher medical costs, right? You're spending so much money on these higher medical costs to counteract the damage that these products are doing to your health and your environment. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. You're spending a lot of money on these products too. Even if you're buying like the organic ones or the ones that are quote unquote safe in the grocery store, those companies are owned by the same companies that produce all the toxic stuff, and they have changed their ingredients. They are no longer safe like they used to be when they were started with a small in someone's kitchen kind of business. When they are bought out by Clorox, when they're bought out by Johnson and Johnson, when they're bought out by P&G, they are no longer safe. You know, the average person uses over 100 chemicals before breakfast. Now, not all chemicals are bad. The term chemicals is kind of trendy and it gets a really bad rap in the media today. Not all chemicals are bad, but the average person uses 100 chemicals even before breakfast. Toothpaste, deodorants, even think like in your coffee creamer. Yeah, your coffee creamer. There are chemicals that are toxic and there are chemicals that are not toxic. There are chemicals that are less toxic, right? So not all chemicals are bad, but when you're exposing your body to that many, think of how your body has to react just to process and flush that stuff out. And the truth is it's not able to, and that's where diseases and health concerns come in, right? The ripple effect is enormous here. So when you can reduce chemicals in one area, it oftentimes not only inspires you to start making healthier choices in other areas, but you actually start to feel better and you start to see the positive effects in other areas of your life. So for example, if you've got asthma, if you've got some allergies, you've got lung issues, by just changing out the products that you use to clean your home, you will start to feel, I will almost guarantee it, start to feel better. So the ripple effect is enormous. It's not just in finances, it's just in how you feel, how your environment feels as well. So toxic ingredients hide in a lot of places that you probably don't think about. Your air fresheners, if you have migraines and you use any of the oil plugins, like the room freshener plugins, I would encourage you right now to go and take those out and throw them away. Get them out of your home. Don't plug anything, don't replace them, don't do anything, and come back to me in 2 weeks and tell me if you are still experiencing the same migraines. I've had a lot of people do this and their migraines have all but gone away. Especially if you have migraines that you don't know exactly where they're coming from. Like if they're not directly attributed to like hormonal migraines, if they are triggered and you don't know why they're triggering, get rid of all your plug-in air fresheners. Take them and throw them, get them out of the house. Don't just put them in the trash. Get them out of the house. Open your windows, clean out the air a little bit, and then come back to me in a couple of weeks and tell me if you are still experiencing those migraines. There are toxic ingredients in your cosmetics. Do you wear skincare and cosmetics and have breakouts? Is your skin irritated? Do you feel like you need to use laundry detergent that's like the free and clear because you have hives? You have rashes that are unexplained, contact psoriasis, eczema. My friend, a lot of those conditions are directly attributed to the toxic ingredients in your personal care products, the soaps you use, the shampoos, the fragrances that are in all of the, like the Downy, is it Bounce or Bounce is another, the Unstoppables, the scent that you're adding to your laundry, that is a toxic chemical shit storm. And your body is not meant to process all of that. That's why you're getting the physical symptoms. That's why you're getting the migraines. That's why you're getting the skin conditions. That's why you're having the fatigue, the breathing problems. These are all directly linked. And listen, I don't want this to be all like heavy and everything. I really just want to help educate. And I get fired up about this because this is not something that's mainstream. It is becoming more mainstream topic now, but it's not something that there's so much information floating around out there that it can feel a little overwhelming. And listen, if you're buying laundry stuff that is supposed to quote unquote like smell like a meadow, really that's just a whole lot of chemical shit storm again that is attacking your body. There are a lot of safe products that you can use that don't attack your body, that your body can process, that smell really amazing, that are natural. And I get it, the overwhelm is real and it's big. I know that I talk to people every day that just feel this overwhelm of wanting to shop smarter, wanting to switch stores, but feeling a little paralyzed because there's so many options out there and then feeling like they don't have the time to research all of those options, not knowing really what's good and what isn't. Do you just take like a commercial and say, oh, well, that must be a safe product, when deep down you know that it's probably not because it's a commercial? I hear all the time people saying, listen, I want to switch, but where do I even start? Sarah, I don't know who to trust. So let's talk about that a little bit. You don't need to, number one, you don't need to overhaul everything overnight. That too can feel really overwhelming. Pick a couple of areas. It's not about being perfect. It's not about switching everything, doing a complete overhaul. It is about recognizing what can I switch that's easy right now, what makes the most sense for me right now, and then what can I do then in a couple of months, right? Where can I switch in a couple of months? It's looking at one habit, switching one habit at a time. That's really what makes the biggest impact for you and reduces your overwhelm. So let's first talk about switching out like all of your household consumables, personal care products, even like some snacks and everything. Okay. I'm talking all of your laundry, all of your dishes, all of your regular cleaning, all of your supplements, even your dental care, personal care, deodorants, skincare, all your lotions, cosmetics. Let's just talk about that for a second because that's an area that trips people up a lot. 19 years ago, I was introduced to an online wellness store. It is actually the largest online wellness store in the United States. And it really completely changed the way that I shop. It changed my mindset around a lot of things. And it really introduced me to this idea that, because mind you, when I was introduced to the store, I had not a lot of money each week for groceries. James and I were, dare I say, like barely getting by, barely getting by, definite paycheck to paycheck situation. Right. And so when I was introduced, number one, I needed to make sure that it was going to fit into our budget and that it really made sense for us. Now, I have always lived a little bit of a cleaner life. And part of that is just the way that I grew up. We didn't have a lot of money for going to the grocery store and we didn't eat out a lot. So I grew up in a household where we made a lot of stuff from scratch. So I've always been kind of in that mindset. Listen, I used to get McDonald's every day for lunch, friend. Like, I fell into the convenience part of life and living as well. So when I was introduced to this store, it really needed to make sense for our budget and it needed to help me to reduce some overwhelm and it needed to actually provide something that I saw was beneficial right away. And it did all of those things. It is affordable, it fits into literally every budget out there. Reliable, showed up on my doorstep faithfully within a couple of days of me ordering. And what I appreciated was the trust that I built with this company, or the company built with me, because I didn't have to spend hours researching every product. They have their ingredient philosophy and they have everything listed. And I really appreciated that. They showed what they don't include in their products and they show what they do include in their products. And that ingredient philosophy was really important for me, because then I could look and say, okay, I know that it doesn't include these harmful ingredients. That makes me feel better right away. And then I could look and say, okay, so what are some other ingredients that I've heard are harmful? And I could go and research and say, oh, they don't include any of these either. So just that trust was really important for me. Affordable, very, very important to me, right? And then reliable. I needed to know that when I ordered something, it was going to show up faithfully within a couple of days. It really simplified, and for my life, a lot of areas. And in those 19 years, I've introduced a lot of people to this store, and it has simplified their life tremendously. The stories, the emotion filled stories of how people are able to breathe better, how they were able to. Now listen, I'm not saying that you're quit taking, prescription medications. I am not a doctor. I'm not a chemist. I'm not a toxologist. I am none of those things. I am a regular person that has helped people switch stores and get rid of the harmful products in their home and switch to something that was safer and more affordable and easier to use. And the stories that I've received from people are life changing, because their lives have absolutely changed for the better because of these simple swaps. These products are safe and they're made without the harmful ingredients. All right. A lot of them don't even come with child safety caps on them because there's nothing harmful in them. They are all made in the United States of America. And I appreciate that because they are supporting local jobs, supporting local companies. Everything is researched, developed, manufactured, packaged, shipped right here in the United States, and they ship to multiple countries throughout the world. Again, very affordable, very budget friendly. No matter what your monthly budget is, this fits into it. And being a financial coach, I can say that with 100% certainty and 100% confidence. Super convenient. Do your shopping every week, every month, and it really helps you stick to your grocery budget as well. Huge saver there for those of you that struggle sticking to a grocery budget. This is a key piece of that, right? It's kind of like having your own personal shopper built in and somebody that's already done all the research for you. That's me, right? Like I get to be a shopping coach along with a financial coach, and nothing gives me greater joy than those. I just heard a story from a new friend of mine that used to be a customer years ago. And she said, Sarah, I'm not shopping there anymore, but can you help me get my account open again? Because I don't know how people live without the laundry detergent. The detergent that you buy in the store, she goes, number one, it doesn't actually smell good and it doesn't work. Like it doesn't work. Your clothes never quite feel as clean as they do using this laundry detergent. And I was like, yes, agreed. Agreed. I don't understand how people are not shopping here and using the laundry detergent from the wellness store either. Not only does it work better, you don't have to worry about your clothes touching your skin all day because it's safe. So there's no toxic ingredients leaching from your clothes into your skin. Toothpaste, also game changer, no fluoride, no scary ingredients. Every time I go to the dentist, which is not very often, no cavities, no issues. Like it really has made a huge impact financially and health wise for us. And I attribute a lot of it to a lot of things, the way that we eat and the products that we use. I want to also talk a minute about like when you're going to the grocery store and you don't want to spend time reading a bunch of ingredient labels and nutrition facts. This trips a lot of people up, and you've probably heard this before. So, what I'm going to tell you is not anything new, but shop the outside first. That's your fresh ingredients, that's your produce. You if you can't, you don't feel like you can afford organic, I would prefer you eat organic. But if you don't feel like it fits into your budget, then at least you're getting fresh produce. Just wash it really well when you get it home. It does help because you want to eliminate all the pesticides and all the dirt and the grime that's on it, all the wax that they put on to preserve it. So you want to use a really good produce cleaner, but fresh, whole products. Okay, whole products are going to be the best for you. So fill your cart up with those first. So we're talking proteins that haven't been modified or that haven't really been chemically processed. So, your fresh chicken, your fresh fish, even if it's been fresh frozen, you get it. Like something that's been cut up but not loaded with a bunch of extra ingredients. It's like a single ingredient, right? Shop there first. Then you can move into, so you got your produce, your fruits and vegetables. You've got then your proteins, right? Your chicken, your beef, your pork, your fish. So once you've loaded your cart up with your produce and your proteins, then you can move into the dairy section if you need or want cheese, yogurts, those types of things, right? Butter. The fewer the ingredients, the better for you, right? The fewer the ingredients, the better for you when it comes to food. You don't necessarily have to then go down a whole bunch of the middle aisles. Those products are more expensive and their integrity isn't as high, right? You're more likely to run into a lot of stuff that you don't need. So that's what I encourage people, that when you're switching over, shop the perimeter first before you hit any of the aisles. And again, when you're looking at, that's easy, that's an easy swap to do. That doesn't take a whole lot of time when you're planning your meals to not plan getting processed food. Just plan it around whole foods and whole ingredients. That is a relatively easy swap to make and shouldn't take you very long. So when we talk about picking one area of focus on, that, let's say that's your first area, right? I'm just going to shop on the perimeter of the store. I'm not going to go down most of the middle aisles. And then start to notice how you start to feel after that. I bet you're going to start to feel a little bit better, right? Then you can move into another area. Say you really want to focus on then the products that you bring into your home, like cleaning products, personal care, those types of things, right? So you're just picking one area at a time. It makes such a big difference for the overwhelm. Think about what you use most and what's closest to your skin. Those are great places to start. Cleaning, laundry, personal care, right? Dental, like those types of products, the things that touch your skin or that you're breathing in, I would recommend being the first things that you really start to look at. I want you to maybe stop just Googling or stop spending hours Googling ingredients and reading reviews, because you're going to find good and bad. You're going to find a lot of conflicting information out there. The best thing you can do is go to the product or go to the store that you're shopping at, the manufacturer, and read what their products are telling you. If you're doing that, you're looking at the Lysol wipes, the Clorox wipes that you're using to wipe your counters or that you're using to wipe your baby's toys with. It literally says on there, not safe for food surfaces. It literally tells you that it is toxic. My friend, they are telling you how dangerous their products are. You don't have to be a scientist to just be able to read that and say, wow, this is not what I want to bring into my home. So I encourage you to just be more aware, more cognizant of not researching every single thing. Again, I don't want you to get overwhelmed, but I do want you to take some time to really look at what your products, go around your home right now and read the labels. Pick 5 products that you have in your home and go and read the labels and see what they say. And then see if you feel good about bringing those in your home again. Right? Now, you can make some of this fun. Turn it into like this fun family challenge, right? Pick menu items, right? Put something on your menu that isn't processed. So, what fruits do you want this week? What vegetables do you want? What proteins do you want? Right? What sounds good? There's a lot of ways that you can change what you bring into your home. There's a lot of things that you can do to be mindful of the chemicals and the ingredients that you are using in your home. It really matters, again, that whole ripple effect. I know that you want something better for your family. I know that you want something that's more environmentally friendly. I know that you want to support companies that actually prioritize your safety and your and sustainability and that have the same values that you have. I know that you're tired of supporting the companies out there that are all part of the big E files, right? I know you want those things, and I also know that it can feel overwhelming when you're switching over. So, it is my hope that you just look and say, what little change can I make this week? And recognize that every small change that you do make really contributes to you living healthier, happier, more financially sustainable life. And at the same time, you're showing others what that looks like as well, because you're willing to take a stand. Right. So, I would love if anything in this episode sparked any kind of intrigue, sparked your curiosity. If you agree, if you disagree, hey, let me know. I'm happy to share the wellness store, the information with you. It was life changing when somebody shared it with me. I share it with people all the time because I firm believer, it's been a part of my life for so long. If you know anybody that's been talking about this and you thought this episode was interesting, share the episode with them, right? Share this knowledge. Let me know what you agree with, what you don't agree with, right? Again, it's not about being perfect. It's not about changing everything at once. It's just about making choices that align with your values and bring you that close, that peace of mind, right? That you're looking for. So you've got this. I look forward to continuing this conversation in the comments. And I will say goodbye for now, my friend. Thanks for joining me on Traveling Towards Wealth. If today's episode sparked something in you, I'd love for you to subscribe, leave a review, or share this show with a fellow free spirit who's ready to design a life they love. Want to dive deeper? I'd love to connect with you. Book a free call with me to chat about your money, your dreams, and your next steps. No pressure, just a real conversation. You can find the link in the show notes or on my website. And let's stay connected on socials. Follow me on Instagram or Facebook for behind the scenes RV life, money tips, and a little gypsy spirit along the way. Remember, your money, your journey, your rules. I'll see you next Tuesday for another story and some practical steps to help you travel further towards wealth, freedom, and a life you love. Until then, keep wandering, keep growing, and keep spending on what matters most.